Hi, this is Frank Linnehan, the Dean of LeBow College of Business, and welcome to another interview session. Today I'm speaking with Dr. Elea McDonnell Feit. Ellie is an assistant marketing professor who joined us just 2 years ago. Her previous position was the director of Wharton Customer Analytics. And today we're talking about a topic that is really very close to things that I'm making decisions about every day, and that is advertising. Ellie's research area is advertising and understanding customer data on how to effectively measure the impact of advertising. So Ellie, tell us a little bit about this now.
Yeah, so the old saying in marketing is always, I know that half of my advertising is working, but I don't know which half of my advertising is working. And that's really changing radically. Largely because the advertising that we do on digital platforms makes it easy for us to measure who we exposed advertisements to and whether or not they made a purchase in response to that advertisement. And by connecting those dots together, we can actually get good measurements of the effect of advertising. So I recently published a paper that looked at the effect of email advertising versus paper catalog advertising. And we had these detailed records, and we're basically building out the tools that we're going to use to analyze this type of advertising going forward.
And this is so important because advertising is very, very expensive. And I know we have choices, right? Whether it be print, whether it be media, whether it be computer advertising or social media advertising. And to have these kind of data tell us and inform those decisions is really important.
Yeah, it's almost like advertising is becoming like any other investment that you make, and really being an ROI-driven enterprise, which, we didn't talk about ROI in intro marketing classes 10 years ago, but today that's becoming really fundamental.
So one thing I know about you, Ellie, is that you are an accomplished and incredible teacher. So tell me how your research has informed the way you teach advertising.
So I really try to prepare my students for today's marketing environment, which really means they actually need to beef up on their math skills a little bit. So it's a lot about being very patient with students who maybe haven't pushed through the way a finance student has to really master the math, and saying, you can do this and you will do this, and let's learn how to do it together. So that's a big part of what I do in the classroom.
So we've gone a long way from marketing as being a sales discipline.
Absolutely. Right. It's essentially becoming a finance discipline on the what they call ad tech now. World is really about thinking of advertising as an investment that I expect a return on, and then how do I measure that return and keep track of it over time.
So tell us about your book. I heard you just published a new book.
Yeah, so the book is called R for Marketing, Research and Analytics. It's a pretty nerdy book. So R is a statistical programming language, which just means it's a tool for analyzing data sets. It's become incredibly popular, important for today's students who want to be data scientists. That's one of the tools of data science. And what we did was we set out to write a book that would introduce R to a traditional marketer, someone who's been doing marketing research for a while, or kind of understands how these things work, maybe used to use SAS and wants to learn the modern data science tools. So that's what it's about. It's been doing great. We get emails and calls about it all the time.
Well, that's great. I will tell you that, as I mentioned, you are an accomplished educator. The evaluations that we see from your students are just over the top.
Well, thank you.
And we are absolutely thrilled to have you here. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Frankly with Dean Linnehan.